YouTube, Sula here from MistyHilltops.com. Thanks for stopping by. I am going to show you how I'm working on my second page for my document Christmas. This is my December daily for 2023. I don't like to call it December daily because I start before December, and so it's not just a December, it's more of a Christmas season documentation. I've already worked on the first page, which started on Friday, November 24th, the Friday after Thanksgiving. This is the page, and so now I am working on the second page here that will basically complete, not a double page spread because I don't plan to make them continuous, but I am planning the second page there, and they will then go together like this. This will be the cover, and this will be going to the next page. So as I said in my first video on the document Dear Christmas, this is an A5. So the way that I cut this is I created I just cut an A5 with a little flap here, then fold it so that I can glue this together, and the binding will go here, and put the two pages that I have here, they will go together with the binding in the middle. I always have to put two strips of binding together if I want things to continue. Wherever I want it to end, I will stop adding another piece for my binding. But the binding, this is how it goes, and then this will be behind or between the other two pages there. It doesn't work right now, and I don't want to glue it together right just now yet because I'm not ready for that yet, because I am still working. And it's easier to work on a flat page rather than as the pages get added. So I prefer it this way, but I have to make sure that the opening will be to this side because it's the right side of the page. This would be the left side of the page. So I think I'm ready to start, and I thought, like I usually do, for this one again, I'm using the Happy Christmas Mega Collection. It's a digital, it's actually from a physical product, but they have a digital version of the full collection. It's from Carta Happy Christmas, and so this is the same collection as I used for my first page there, and so I prepare everything in silhouette, and then so that I can print the papers in just the size that I need them, and then cut them obviously. And so I'm going to start with this first set here with the first paper, and that, similar to my first page, will also go top to bottom across the page, and I think it's center in on the layout there. So I am just going to apply some glue. As I said in my previous video, I do like about this glue that it does not, even though the paper isn't super thick, it does not warp my paper at all. So I have this first part down, and you see I used a card, I ran a card around the edge, not at the top and the bottom, but the parts that actually will be on the layout, not on the edge of the layout. And so that just gives shadowing and adds dimension. I know some people like to distress the edges and stuff. I prefer to just run, you see here, run a card around the edge. Again, not on these, because they will go, this will go all the way to the sides of the page, and so to the edge of the page, and so I want that to be flat actually. So I don't run the card around the edges here. But before I continue, I wanted to do a little stamping. And where I live, they don't really celebrate Christmas, and so it's not part of the culture here. But I'm excited that online I can find some things. And this is just a wonderful, I think it's perfect. It has all the songs, just lines from Christmas songs on this stamp set. And a lot of my stamp sets are just no names. I don't know where they come from or what. And I don't suppose they are available anywhere else. But this one, so you see here, I want to use this one. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. What I also love about this, they're tiny, which I can't know when I order it. It might look, it might turn out a lot bigger. So what I'm trying to do now is trying to make it straight, and it would be difficult to try to lay it out on my stamping block and get it straight. So I just put it out with the stamp side, and that makes it easier. I can even do it on a piece of paper. Well, I'm not going to use my actual paper here, just in case. Well, no, I can't because I haven't stamped with this. I wouldn't do it if I've stamped before and there might be a tiny bit of residue of stamping ink left. So don't copy this. Don't do this with stamps that you've used before. But what it does is it doesn't stick. I can just lay it out and then pick it up with my stamping block here, and it should be straight this way, hopefully. And then what I'm planning to do, because I want to just stamp it along the edge here, but I also want to make sure, yeah, it still looks straight. So I am ready. I'm gonna close my glue there. I use, oh, not this one. This is red. I want to use black. So I have black here. It's VersaFine. It's tiny, but I've been using it for quite a while, and I use it. It's the one I use the most, and it stamps. This ink stamps pretty well. It's what I have available here, so it's not like I have much of a choice. So now I am going to try, and this one, because I started gluing, but I wanted this glued down already. I wonder if I need to use a tool of some sort to press down this page. Okay. Let's see if I messed things up there or not. All right. This one doesn't matter at all. It will be covered. This part is more important. This was a bit tricky because of, no, I'm not needing glue. I want to stamp it up again and do it continuously. I guess I could turn it around where I can actually see it and then make sure it's just the writing is also turned around. Okay, you see, sometimes there are challenges with this that I have to deal with, that I usually, in my faster videos, I don't have the time to explain all about. So, yeah, this one looks better, and I think it looks nice. And I'm going to take, I have a scrap piece of paper here so that I don't get ink on my workspace, and I want to make sure, I don't think it would matter through the thicker cardstock here, although that cardstock is not all that thick, but I don't want to have where I'm stamping the line where this paper ends to be right there, so I don't need to stamp up the whole thing, I think, because it, oh, I'm stamped the wrong part of it. So make sure, I usually wouldn't have to ink all of it up and then give it a little space and stamp it. Okay, all right, that looks nice. And again, if it's not perfect, these parts I'm expecting to be covered up, but now I have to do it the other way around, and I wonder if I should stamp it this way, there is this flap which I will not want to use, so I am going to find something that is a bit heavy. Okay, some of my a die set that I have lying around here, and I am going to start the same process again. And sorry, I just noticed that the cable of my microphone was actually getting in the picture. So anyway, here I go again. I'm inking it up, and I have to make sure. And nope. I want it, the writing goes that way, so I want something similar. I want the writing, oh, this will be easier because I can push it down here. Okay, so, oh, it's a little not perfectly straight, but it is what it is, but it's all right. It's always for me a challenge of how much I need to press it down, that it puts the image everywhere, but also not press too much so that it smudges. So yeah, oh, this looks great. And then I'm going to use my stamping paper there. Oh, I just smudged it up here. Don't touch it while it's not yet dry, the ink. So I just need a little. I don't need to ink up the entire stamp there anymore because it just needs a bit. Okay, there we go. And then I do like to clean my stamps pretty soon so that they will keep their quality. So I'm just going to quickly do that so that they don't get messed up. And because I do like to use different colors of ink and all this for my stamps, so I try to clean them up. So the next thing I want to do is okay, so I think that turned out pretty nice. I thought of putting like sewing down there, but I think it looks nice with this little sentiment there, and it's exactly what I want to say here, that I have started decorating my home and it starts looking like Christmas. But before I move on, I want to prepare a few things. This one, for example, is a journaling mat that I cut that I have in my stash on YouTube, but I want to use this tab area here to stamp the date. And this is an old stamp. It ends with 2018 and it's like 2023. So clearly I don't want the 20, right now it's set to 2017. But in my first page, I didn't use the year because I will know the year from the cover page. So I don't need to always put the year. I just want the date, the month and the date. So what I'm doing right now is pushing these two numbers closer together. And then I'm using, again, VersaFine Crimson Red. I think they really stamp, this stamping ink is beautiful. And I'm just using the corner here to apply the ink. I don't want to apply the ink here or here, so I'm carefully just with the corner adding ink to just the date part of it. And then again, I will push these two together so that the dates are not too terribly far apart. And now I'm going to stamp. Oh, that didn't work quite as I had envisioned it, but that's all right. Okay, let me clean up. And this one, throw it out. Okay. Now let me see if I dare try to ink again, or if I don't dare. I think I don't dare. It just messes it up too much, but that's all right. I have the date on the other page there, and I think I am ready to move on with other parts. Now, I've been seeing this with a little label that comes with, I think it's a Close to My Heart Christmas collection, and it looked like a stamp, and it's just one. I think it's just on a. It's one of their die cut pieces that comes, and I thought I can do that with what I have in my stash. Sadly, I've been looking if Close to My Heart has digital versions of their products available, like Carta and Echo Park do. They don't. I would totally be a customer of them if they had their products available digitally, but sadly they don't, and so I will have to make do with creating similar things on my own. So I thought that was really cute. It looked like a stamp. It's all in one piece. I'm sure it's not layered, but I think I like it that it can layer. So I have this little stamp in my stash that I thought was really cute, and then I stamped it, and I used my dies here, some square dies, and I don't like that it's these dies are a bit far apart from each other, but it's okay because it still looks cute, I think. So this one, and I have to be careful not to, I can see that it hasn't fully dried yet. This paper is pretty smooth on this side. On this side it's a little rough, but it's smooth on this side, which means the ink is drying more slowly, and so I'm ready now to continue with my design. And I have to make sure I want this to go here, and so you see most of it will be covered up. I should have done it there. It doesn't matter where I smudged it, but it doesn't matter. Things don't have to be perfect. So I think I'm giving it enough depth from the top, and now I'm ready to, and I have to be careful because I have 2 strips of paper that will still go underneath here. I have not forgotten, but I do prefer for now to glue this down first before I put the 2 other strips behind. And so let me move this guy out of the way, and I might actually still choose to change directions there. Oh, I still need to make sure there can be a bit of overlap, just not too much, because this strip is where I plan to put my photos. Okay. All right. So now I have this strip, which I want to go behind there, and it's a little challenge because, as I said, I run a card to distress the edges. I run a card around the edges, and so that means also tucking things behind. They sometimes get stuck on the rough edge. So, and I haven't cut this exactly to size. This is slightly larger than the A5 width of the page, but that was just fine by me. I decided I will cut it once it's on the page there, rather than trying to fit everything perfectly beforehand. I think that will be easier. So now I am doing the same to the other. Again, trying not to mess around too much with the stamp that I ran around the side there. Okay, got it. And so I made sure not to put the glue too close to the edge of this white paper piece there. And so again, I will cut that later. I have to see what else I planned. Oh, I think I did forget, but I can always work around that. Can I still push this under? No, so which means I will have to cut off. The plan was to actually tug these underneath. This is actually, so again, I'm not too concerned because I can always just cut it off rather than using the entire tab there. This one is comes from, like, I got this a couple years back and used it, I think, in 2 years ago in my scrap, in my document Christmas album. And it has a lot of like fun little elements, and because there is black and white on here, it worked out well. So I decided to use one from my stash there. So now I have to decide where I want to cut it off. Let me see. No, it needs to. Ooh, I might not have to cut off all that much because my title will go there. So I guess if I cut it off here. So this one, I just used red cardstock. Where's my scissors? And I used red cardstock, and then I have this gingham stamp. So here's what I'm trying to do. Probably wrong, but I can always cut off more rather than less. Let's see. I think that'll work, right? So here's my title. I just printed it out and then ran it with through my silhouette there. Okay, so let me check with the next one. This is my journaling, and let's see. I can, yeah, it's supposed to stick out a little more, so about here is where I can cut it off. Doesn't have to be straight. It'll be tucked underneath. That's why you didn't see me like, oh no, I forgot, because and hold on, and you see it's covered up, that smudged area there. I'm starting to smudge things up there, so that's just, yeah, I put things here, so it's have to be careful with. Okay, I'm gonna cut just a little more off of here. Okay, this looks better. And then, yeah, I can cut it off just where it says to, like so. That was supposed to be covered anyway, so I think that's how I want it. And let me see, I do like this to show a little, so I'm just going to keep it rather than moving this. Yeah, okay, so this one is at the bottom. Oh, yeah, no, I touched it again. That's always my issue, me and ink. I could always go and cut another one if I really, really, really cared, but I don't care as much These are little details that only in the crafting process will you notice these kinds of things, and then later on you will not even see most of the mistakes that you made. You will not even remember that there were little mistakes made. All right. So again, here it wasn't stamped perfectly, but I knew it was going to be covered. This part was going to be covered, and so it didn't matter much to me. Okay. And then this little tag here that comes from an old stash. So I could cover this up, or I could go this way. I think this is where I will put it. Okay. Don't really love that this goes right to the edge here, but I don't want it to cover too much there. All right. So I realize I even smudged up that one as well. So note to self, I'm just starting to work with this paper. Be careful as I stamp, because it will dry slowly on this paper. So I'm trying to figure out, yep, where to put my photos. So I started on this day, I started decorating, and this goes higher, this goes lower, and so these are my first. I'm going slowly this year. Usually I decorate my entire house in one session, but this year I'm taking things slowly and therefore keep Christmassy moments every day. All right. And my last photo will go here. Let me check. Yep. Don't care for it to be straight. Okay, it doesn't have to be straight. Now, this one is smudged up good. I think this one is better there now. Okay, so now I can glue this guy down. And I think I will add my journaling later, because this is my journal spot there, but there's just too much dynamic going on with the ink there, and so I will do that later. I stamped this a couple days ago, so that should be thoroughly dry. And then let's see, do I need to cut away? I'm planning on, oh, it doesn't need to be cut away very much, actually. I can just maybe, let's see, because there's this that goes there. Yeah, nothing needs to be cut, actually. I can just glue it. Don't want ink smudges on my desk that might be transferred elsewhere onto my clothes or other places where they shouldn't go. Okay, so I want that sentiment to be visible, and then these come with the collection. These are embellishments that come with the collection, Happy Christmas from Carta. They have a sale. It seems like all of December until December the 30th, it looks like, and at least last time I checked, on the weekend there was it was 50% off. So that's where I get my my products. I get them from these sales. So like an entire collection costs like $6.50. So okay, and then this little bow is from one of my die cut sets. So okay, I'm going to cover up some of the writing there, but we can all guess that it is saying Happy Holidays. Now here I don't care if it goes beyond the page. Here I cannot go beyond because this is where the binding will go, so I will always have to pay attention to that. I'm debating, there's too much ink stuff going on my page not to cut off these yet, but I'm going to add my little title here that I printed and then had my silhouette, and I printed it actually on full-on hard cardstock, so it is thicker than any of the papers on this page, and the title will go right here. Make sure it's straight, and that's this page done. I will add my journaling later once all the ink has dried, but this is my page for my second page for my document Christmas this year. I will leave you with some more close-ups. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Consider subscribing, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye.